What is up, guys? Mcdoubles back in with a brand new video. Today I want to talk about Conquest of Azeroth, KOA, right? This is a server that we've all been waiting for almost 2 years now, and I've basically gone dark on it for about, I'd say, 6 months-ish, maybe a year total if you don't include the, sporadic videos that kind of came out in the last 6 months for it. And a lot of you guys have been asking me, where is it, right? Like, did it actually drop off the face of the earth? Did they quit the project? Are they still trying on it? So I thought I'll make a video update on it. I'm going to go over the roadmap that they laid out on this video. I'm going to go over their updates. We're going to actually cross-reference it with my videos using it as a library from all the way back in 2021 to now. I'll give my take on their decisions along the way. So we're going to be going over all of that, and at the end of the video, you'll see exactly where KOA is right now and what we should be expecting and in what time frame we should be expecting it. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's jump right in. So, what happened to Conquest of Azeroth? It's been a really long time, guys, since I did my Conquest of Azeroth videos. You could see all the characters that are still left standing right here. Chronomancer, Ranger, Starcaller, Demon Hunter, Cultist, Witch Doctor, another Ranger down here that I never did a video on, Venomancer, Runemaster, Necromancer, all these different things. This is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. I did something like, I don't know, 15 videos on it, maybe up to 20 videos on it. The hype was real. It just died. Where is it? What's going on, man? And, why is it not even close to out yet? And that's what I want to talk about today. What I want to do, though, is go over their Conquest of Azeroth roadmap. So what we're going to do is just go over what they told us from the beginning, all the way to what they just told us 1 month ago in their update. And it's just that simple. We'll just be going over it. Maybe a couple comments here and there. Okay, so the first video I put out is September of 2021. Liquid comes in October of 2021, and this is what he says. I have been noticing some confusing stuff regarding the purpose of this alpha phase and the goals we want to meet before we can move to the next phase, so I will try to describe it here. So Liquid says, Phase 2, remember that's 1 to 30 only, is about class core kits. Interesting. It's largely not about balance. We will prepare to move to Phase 3 when core kits are complete, so implying now that the core kits are complete, right? So Liquid says, what makes a core kit complete? A complete core kit is a core kit that meets the following parameters. So obviously the first one is the kit has to be fun, and that makes a lot of sense. That's subjective though. The kit plays fluidly and feels cohesive. Well, to be honest with you guys, a lot of the classes, while extremely fun and thematic, definitely have a lot of bloat. And I think that kind of messes up the cohesive part, but we'll see. The kit is largely bug-free. I will say they're pretty good. Ascension's team is great when it comes to bugs. They typically fix them all and figure them all out super quickly. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The kit explains the core mechanics of the class in an engaging way and shows off at least a little of each spec from the class. The kit has the necessary utility to fill its intended role at appropriate levels, e.g. capability to hold threat or restore health by dungeon level, or having some form of movement, CC interrupt, or utility for low-level PvP. And this is something I noticed as well. One thing that Duskhaven has done right, a lot of people have to give them credit for this, is that every new class they've done is not just full of interrupts and stuns and CC and random utility, right, in a very League of Legends-esque way, but if every League of Legends champion had 10 abilities and not 4. And just as a quick side digression, I've already noticed this before, but I thought it was okay, some of the developers have a feeling for League of Legends. They like it, so they're designing some of the stuff with League of Legends in mind. But actually, now that every single thing they post on their YouTube channel is them saying, here's how you can build a League of Legends champion in Ascension WoW, and the fact that the abilities on KOA closely mirror the concepts in League of Legends, they've basically made this too easy. So their hyper-focus on this is very interesting. And then next they say the kit is not confusing and it's not bloated with excess abilities. Okay, so that definitely did not happen after Phase 2. And the kit has iconic abilities and fluff abilities that help fulfill class fantasy. We go on down to November. We've decided to try out a system where basically the more points you invest in one tree, the faster you unlock tiers. And this is where things are a little interesting to me. The people that designed Project Ascension already know how to do talent specs right. What they did on Ascension is they utilized the regular World of Warcraft talents. They added the capstone effect to it, which is one of their most brilliant designs to date, by the way. And then they don't just, immediately backport that onto KOA. I don't understand. And again, in my honest opinion, the best way to do this would have been to copy the original concept of a talent tree and then add their amazing features like capstone bonuses and then, function it out of that. So we move on down to April now. So by April, let's see what was going on, right? I love this because I can use my videos as a library. So it looks like by February, I had basically stopped making videos. I did one more Ranger in the beginning of March, and then we were done until September of 2022. So that would imply that by April, the 50 bracket was probably out. So that's the final bracket kit that we're in currently right now. It has not been changed since April of 2022, which we're about to be in actually, so that's going to be 1 year of the max level being 50. Although admittedly it's only 11 months right now. So he says, hey guys, wanted to give an update as to what our current goals are at this point in the alpha, as some people have asked for some clarity, and that's probably me, to be honest. I'm always in the background messaging everybody, trying to get information and stuff like that, but it's also other people as well. As we get closer to the level 60 phase, we have been trying to hone in our spec identity across all classes and ensure that every spec has a good amount of diverse options. And that's a very interesting thing to say, right? You want a lot of diverse options on 21 classes. A recent example of this is with Witch Doctor. Voodoo was changed to pure caster damage, Alchemy was changed to healing, and Shadow Hunting was changed to melee DPS and summons, whereas before the class was spread pretty thin between all 3 specs. Now he goes on to say that every spec needs to feel fleshed out and interesting, clear at a glance, for transparency's sake, because people are like, okay, Blizzard response. We have been planning to put some serious work into resolving some of Koa's foundational bugs and issues in the time leading up to the next phase, including group LFD, avoidance concerns, core kits, and it's interesting, core kits, right? Hi guys, we don't want to go too much in depth yet, but I wanted to provide a bit of context for you creatures to chew on regarding the upcoming core kit update. Our current plan is to introduce a level pre-30 where you select a primary spec, providing you with a passive for that spec that lets us control how class abilities work. And then in July, they give us the screenshot, beautiful little screenshot of what's going on, right? People have been asking for teasers about core reworks, and while I don't really feel like it would be much benefit to show screenshots of where our abilities are currently placed at this point during our internal testing, I will briefly discuss the goals we had while making these changes. They want more counterplay options, more decision making, more utility and fluff, some new abilities where necessary, so Tinker getting bounce pad and stuff. Most of your combat rotational abilities will be spec dependent, and at level 10 you will select a spec that will give you a spec passive and some spec related abilities. Now they go over their basics here. This is like a quick notepad roughly of like, okay, what should people have at certain levels, right? And I'll just make this very quick and clear. For me, this is too formulaic and I don't really like it. Anyway, they move on down to November of 2022. There are probably going to be some abilities removed from core kits entirely and put into trees in some cases where it makes sense. Core kits should give you enough to have a basic playstyle and utility kit, but should leave you excited to actually customize your rotation and expand your playstyle with talents. So they're going to be removing stuff from core kits, changing things up, etc, etc. Now the latest update we got was last month, and I did not see this until today. It is their very first update of 2023, so it's been 4 months since the last one. Hey guys, wanted to make a post here to give an update on where we are and what our focus is at the moment, as some people have expressed interest in knowing more. There are 3 main things that I would like to say that we are focusing on right now. As has been the case for a while, we are currently mostly concerned with improving the early game. All of our data suggests that most players are quitting Koa in the early levels. But here's what he says. This comes in many forms, but notably, improving the pacing of early levels, simplifying abilities, mechanics, and interactions, I love that, simplifying tooltips, love it, reducing bloat, wonderful, improving flow of combat, great. Another thing we are getting put to work is improving the general polish of the game. We want Koa to be a super professional level of quality, and we don't want to compromise on that. So obviously nobody ever wants to compromise on quality, nobody's asking for that either, but the fact of the matter is I think it's less about that. I think it's more like you could still get quality in 1 year. But he goes on finally to say, where is level 60? While we want to have the 60 phase out as fast as we can, the reason we are taking our time with it is because releasing level 60 is the largest milestone we have left for the alpha. Level 60 is only a piece of the equation. But the problem is, guys, they expect all of us to come back to the game at level 60, and you know, it's just interesting. But they go on to say, and as such, it's our last big chance to win players on the concept of Koa. You already won players a year and a half ago. When we release the level 60 cap, we will have the biggest influx of attention on Koa ever to date. This also includes introducing things that people expect from a regular class and making the classes feel grounded and part of the world through things like class trainers and quests, etc. And I agree with that. That's good. I understand it can be frustrating because we all want level 60 to be sooner rather than later, but I believe it's crucial to the long-term success of Koa that we take our time. I want you guys to think very, very, very hard about what this video really was. It was just me reading out what they have said in the roadmaps area of their Discord and then giving my take on it along the way. And I think in that regard, what we came down to is this. Nobody's asking for perfection. Just look at Duskhaven. It's a really awesome server with a really awesome idea. They've got a lot of bugs to fix though and a lot of room to make it better. It still has 1,300 players on it daily, just like capping out, no problem. And there's no launcher, dude. So I don't really think Ascension understands what they've been missing out on by hyper-focusing on absolute perfection. You know, you add in like the worries we all have right now, I'm sure, with the talents. I'm sure you agree with me. If you don't, you don't, and that's fine. There's plenty of other things to think about, but that's why Dragonflight recently went back to an iterated version of the original tree, which I actually kind of thought they would do too. If I was you, by the way, Ascension, I would do what Shinobi Story did, take those Dragonflight talent trees and take it and make it your own. If they don't do that though, we're all gonna have to just see what happens, right? We're gonna find out, because that 60 alpha has to be around the corner. But with my luck, we'll get an update for it a week after this video or something like that, and we'll be able to test it, and we'll be able to see, have they made good decisions with the talents and all that, because I'm really looking forward to a good Koa. I mean, Duskhaven shows us that Koa can be revolutionary if they do it right. As far as I'm concerned, that is what is going on with Conquest of Azeroth right now. As soon as that level 60 comes out, as I've been saying for at this point a year now, I am going to be back on Koa, showing you guys what's going on. It's very possible it doesn't come out for like a year. It could be 2 years. You literally just don't know. I wouldn't expect it anytime soon, but I'd love to be proven wrong. And guys, let me know what you think about how long it's taken so far, the whole journey. Do you think they've made the right decisions? Do you think the focus is right? Whatever your comments on Koa might be, let me know in the comment section below. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, a lot of you guys have been asking me what's going on with Koa, what's happening, can you tell me what's going on with it? So I did. Let me know though in the comment section below what you think. Major thanks as always to all the members on this channel. Thank you guys for existing. I really appreciate you guys. But anyway, guys, like and sub if you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Mcdoubles out.